Yeah, man.
Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm gonna make for you dark leaf stew, Ital stew. Just a pak chow. You're gonna need about a quarter pounder to half pound of pak chow, callaloo, callaloo, um, half pound of callaloo, and this is red cabbage or purple cabbage. The label says red cabbage. About quarter pound, a small carrot, and half of sweet pepper, a stalk of scallions, onion, small onion, half of an onion, four garlic cloves, a spring of thyme, coconut oil about three, coconut oil thereabout, salt, no salt, strictly Ital. But if you're not doing Ital, you can add like half a teaspoon of salt. This is for non-Rasta people. And vegetarian, you can add like a half a teaspoon. Alright, now we're gonna rinse, prep, wash, and clean these greens, dark greens properly. So first, I'm gonna work on the callaloo first. The callaloo. So I'm just gonna cut this big stem off, so I don't have to deal with it much. Alright, now just take one of these stem, just gonna strip the outer layer off and remove the seeds. Oh yes, some rastas actually cook with the seeds, but I've ate it before. I don't really like it, but the seed is good for you. That's what I can say. That's just what I can say. Alright, so just strip it, get between, and just kind of strip off the skin. Let's get it and strip. I'm moving so fast, I forgot to show you, but it's a thin film, like, just kind of strip it, you'll see it. See it? If you notice, look along, you see that a string of thing when I cut. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, so once you get off all of that, put the good ones in a container. We're gonna wash it. I'm not gonna wash it yet though. Let's put this aside for later. Alright, now the pak chow. Boy, that's something I have so much name. We call it pak chow in Jamaica. But pak chow. Just cut off the root. This is always very dirty, so you gotta cut off the root. See that big piece of clump of dirt. Look in between, see if any worm cut up, remove any stone, big clumps of dirt. Alright. So now add some water. Add enough water, a lot of water. I'm gonna carry this under the pipe and wash it properly, but I'm just gonna show you a little bit. So we'll wash it, add about a tablespoon of salt. Or you can use white vinegar. So just wash it, get between the leaves. And wash it with your fingers. Use your finger and wipe it properly. Look, I notice international people might be offended with me cooking with my hands. But you know what? I don't see me cooking in gloves. Even if I'm cooking for others. In Jamaica, we don't use gloves. Nobody does. All we do the cook, make sure them wash them hand properly. Simple. Soap and water and bleach is good enough. We live in a modern time, so it's not that we have germs like we used to. People should be clean. Alright, so once you get do that, just put this aside for later. Put your pak. You prepare the pak chow aside and remove the water. You saw the water dirty? I hope you saw. So important it is to do it. Alright, now cabbage and some water. Alright, you notice how I'm doing them separate. Why? Because when I do them separate, you gotta clean them separate. That way they get a proper clean. This is a purple cabbage or red cabbage. And you can use regular cabbage as well. And you can. This is a dark green leaf thing. So if some dark green leaf vegetable out there that I don't know, I didn't mention, you can use it. Because I know there's a lot of vegetables out there that we just don't know, that other countries use. So you just want to wash the cabbage properly, make sure that's cleaned. In the pop chow, now we're going to carry all of this under the running water pipe and then wash them properly. I'm just showing you this, the preparation, but you should be doing this in the sink area with this container, and then you have running water over it. Alright, so let's wash these properly now. Alright. Alright. So it's a callaloo. Callaloo. Growing up as a child, I used to love the taste of callaloo. You know, callaloo is very nice. So wash it properly. Alright, so I'm just going to rinse this off with running water. Alright, so with the callaloo, you gotta wash it properly because usually they sell it on the roadside and so forth. And look at the water. The water is not so dirty, but it's green. Alright, so now everything prepped. You just take a callaloo, put it on a chopping board. Don't do like me. Just be careful. Only if you're Jamaican, you cut like this. But if you're not, just put it on a chopping board and just dice it. Just chop it in, shred. Just shred it like that. Just do like this. Just don't do it because you don't want to bore my container. I like this container. It's my baking container actually. And it keeps white. That's what I noticed with it. Alright, so that's what you want to do. You want to shred. You want to shred your dark green vegetables. That was the callaloo. So now that pak chow. So you just put it on a chopping board and shred or chop. Shred about 1/4 inch size. That's the food that we're gonna eat it with. That was my banana and my pumpkin that I was boiling. I was checking just now. Alright, so that's what you want. Just dice a pop chow. Alright, so you can also add spring beans to this meal as well. So I don't have any. I don't want to use on spring beans too much. Let's say you're cooking in a restaurant, you can add some spring beans. So just find the edge of the shreds properly and shred the red cabbage. I don't see why the label say red, because that look like purple to me. I don't know what's the real name. the packet say red. I was gonna say purple, but because the packet say red, I said, well, maybe that's the name. But I know people call it purple cabbage, but hey, it's something new to us. Just now we start using these type of things. Your carrot now, you just kind of strip off the outer layer, or scrape it off, and then cut the head off, and then the tip. Carrot is a root, when you really think about it, it's a root. It look like a root. Oh, that's amazing. Carrot is a root. Don't eat it like anything else. That's the only root that people can't eat like that. And the onions now, you just take that, strip off the skin. I know that the carrot was a little beany thing, and over time people modify it and thing, or whatever they do. They always take whenever they plant it, take the pepper now, you cut the pepper, put it in. Whenever, in the days, whenever they find a carrot, they plant it, they save the best ones, and then so till now. I don't know if they ever crossbreed it with anything, but it comes to be carrot, what it is today. So you take the sweet pepper, everything, take the seeds out, slice it, put it aside. Scallion, take the dead leaves off, you know the drill. So you have to repeat all of this for every single video. Because each video is independent. Alright, so you prepare, strip, clean all your vegetables and the seasoning. I'm looking for the garlic. Alright, so you take the leaves off the garlic. Cut off in a rotten piece. Anything you see that's not fresh, cut it off. Some garlic I was looking for. Alright, so get some of this mess out of the way. Clean your area. Clean as you go. Alright, so now everything rinsed properly, washed, rinse, strip. Now you have the nice shredded pure vegetable, no rotten nothing, no rotten piece. It's very important that you clean off all the rotten piece because that would influence the flavor of your meal, So you gotta make sure all the old leaves are off, all the spoiling pieces are off, everything is cut off. Anything brown, cut it off. Brown, cream, thereabout. Alright, now you just do like that and do like this and strip the carrot like this. Just gonna strip it in some little strips, shred it in some little strips. If you have one of those little shredding machine with with the lines across, you can use that. Alright, so this is what you want. So just keep everything separate. Scallion now. A piece, I'm gonna eat it. It's mine. I'm just gonna dice the scallion. Eating a piece of the carrot. The head piece. You know? Don't have to be cheap. Just shred as much as you can and eat the rest. Alright, onions, slice it. Just be careful. Keep everything separate. Ready to use. Garlic. Crush the garlic pulp. To fiber. Just crush it fine. What I see people do is they dice the garlic. Fine, fine, fine. Dice it. But I believe when you dice it, it is still gonna taste crunches of garlic in your meal, and that's a turn off for me. Although you see me use garlic so much, I don't like garlic taste in the food like that. Like you bite the garlic. All right, so let's strip the sweet pepper. You can use any color sweet pepper, paprika. All right, so that's it. You're finished prepping. So you're gonna need half cup of water. All right, so that's it. All right, now that's my pimento berries. About half a teaspoon of pimento berries. And it's optional. If you're abroad and you don't have it, it's not necessary. I was gonna say use it. If you have natural black pepper, you can grind some in. Put your stove gauge on 4 and put to eat a frying pan that stews. Alright, now after a couple of seconds and the pot is dry, add 3 tablespoons of oil. 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. So that look like too much to After a minute, stove gauge is on 4. You just add the diced onions. Like too much oil in it. Let's throw some of that earlier. Gotta find something to hold the pot. Use 2 to 3 tablespoons. That was just too much oil. Alright, add a scallion, diced scallion, and the garlic. No, I had the garlic. A couple seconds after I had the garlic. Garlic burn easily, so you gotta have it last. It's allowed to saute. Alright, now put your stove gauge on 2, which is like low, like below 2, below low, 2. Halfway between midway and low. Alright, so now just mix up your vegetable greens, the dark greens. And just add it. This pot kind of small, but I'm gonna make it work. Just stuff it in. Just get all of this green. I forgot what green is good for now. Dark green is good for your skin, blood. A half cup of water. You just add a half cup for hair, eyes, stuff like that. And just cover it properly and let it stay. I add the pimento seed. Just cover it, let it stay. You know, greens are what we used to eat before we become civilized. And we're gonna have this near to the end. So this meal is gonna take you back to time. Alright, after 2 minutes, I'm just looking just to see, make sure it has enough water. And then just look and cover it and make sure it's covered properly. Some of y'all are saying, but don't have no water, just steam it. Look, y'all people, you need to have the water so that water can build the steam. Alright, so after 7 minutes, this is what it looks like. Yeah, we all know vegetable sweats, but you still need the water. There's no way you can just put it in and just let it steam. You have to add a little water. Barely put water in this and look, it almost dry out already. It's gonna burn. You know, hear about somebody that burns steaming? Probably all doing it, but you have to add water. Some of y'all make some comments on an earlier thing, but I can't say I use quarter cup of water with some earlier thing, and they say, don't add no water. My mom didn't. They always add water. Yeah, it's just that they don't measure it. Quarter cup is not a lot. Stove gauge still on 2. Alright, that was 10 minutes. Just add the pepper. Alright, 12 minutes. Alright, so you just gonna stir it in a little. Just flip the bottom to the top like this. Just want to test the cabbage, see how tender it is. It's cooked. Just let it stay for a little while. Alright, so add. So that was 14 minutes. You just add the dice or sliced and shredded carrot, sweet pepper and shredded carrot, because those don't need much cooking or no cooking really, but just add it a minute to the end. Alright, that's it. Pretty much finished. That's it. Turn it off. Just add it at the end. So that was 15 minutes in all. Alright, now I'm gonna serve. I'm eating it today with boiled hard starchy food. So boiled green bananas. You can also eat it with brown rice, one big pot of vegetables. Just take a spoon and serve it. Just sprinkle this. If you notice, I have a lot of vegetable because it's mostly vegetable I'm gonna be eating. Alright, so this is my dark leaves stew, Ital. Alright, now let's eat this plate of vegetable. Ah, look at that. This is sometime you gotta just take a break and eat some vegetables. I love vegetables. I always did and I still do. I'm happy I wasn't one of those kids that didn't love vegetable. I loved it when I was a child. This is nice. This is nothing new, you know. Rastafarians cook like this in a lot of restaurants. This is one of their meals they tend to have. Veg, callaloo mixed up with pak choy, and they might not use a purple cabbage, but they use regular cabbage, and they might add some nuts to it, like peanuts. Yeah. So that's it. Bye.
Yeah, man.